Chain Panera Bread looking to streamline your experience. Panera has been testing Panera 2.0, a service that is aimed at getting your favorite sandwiches and pastries to you faster by allowing you to order online or go through a mobile app and pick it up in the store. Panera Bread founder and CEO Ron Shaich joining us here on Taking Stock. Good to have you here on Bloomberg.
Good morning, Carol.
So talk to us about Panera 2.0.
Well, it's much more than an app. It's much more than technology. It's really an integrated evolution in the guest experience.
What does that mean?
What that means is if you want to come in and you want to take it to go, you place your order wherever you are, you place it on the web, you place it mobilely, you walk into the store, you walk past the line, you walk up to a shelf that has your food there at the designated time you select, and you're in and out of that store in about 10 seconds.
Ron, talk to us about a personal experience that kind of got you to do this, because it sounds like something that I sometimes used to do with stores that maybe didn't have an app and I would call ahead.
Well, it's interesting because it's exactly where it came from. I take my kids to school 2 out of 3 days a week. I do it because I let my wife sleep in. I'm not stupid. I go for double brownie points. What that means is I get them lunch, right?
Right.
And where do I stop? I stop at Panera. What do? For many years, I'd be driving along. We'd already be late. I'd say to the manager, can you have this order put aside when we get there? I'd give my credit card to my son. He'd run in. He'd be in and out of the store for a minute. I thought, this is a wonderful system, but it works for me. What about the other 8 million guests a week who come to Panera? So we redesigned the system to enable us to give just that experience to you, Carol.
It's interesting that you say that you kind of redesigned the system, because that means, Ron, you have to kind of redesign maybe the workforce a little bit, right? Because maybe you don't need so many people taking orders, but you need people filling them.
Well, you've got it, Carol. What ends up happening is this enables us to take almost unlimited orders. Imagine, we now have 3 or 4 registers, but you add mobile, you add web, you add kiosks in the cafe that let you place your order. They're already pre-customized because we have your favorites. That means that there's going to be increasing demand on the production system. You've got to balance the system, so we bring up a whole series of total quality management initiatives to enable us to be able to actually deliver your food and do it accurately.
Now, I can understand that you're doing it because it kind of makes sense. It worked for you, and you thought, well, it'll work for others. But you run a company, a publicly held company. Talk to us about the increase that you're seeing in terms of people using the app, ordering in, and what that does to volumes at individual locations.
Before I do, I should tell you something else. We're doing the same thing for the eat-in guest. We're enabling that eat-in guest to walk into our cafe and walk over to a table, sit down at that table, and place their order on their own device from the table and have that food delivered to them. If they're sitting there, they're cruising on a computer, they can do the same thing.
It's like the banks getting rid of all of the tellers, right? You just got to do everything electronically. Just, you know what I mean? Like you're removing...
I would say it actually increases the warmth. We're taking labor where it doesn't add value. I mean, what's the value of reading a menu, having it go through your mind, out your mouth, into somebody else's ears, and that person becomes an extension of the machine getting into the register? In this new world, that all happens automatically. We're putting extra labor, taking that labor and putting it into production, updating and increasing the quality and the accuracy of our food so we get it right, and at the same time we're giving much greater warmth by delivering the food right to you.
I love all the warm and fuzzy stuff, but talk to me about the bottom line. But you guys wouldn't do it if it didn't make financial sense as well. So talk to me, Ron, about the impact that you guys are seeing in terms of sales volumes and so on.
But here's the reality about business, right? If you focus on the guest experience, you focus on the guest, the byproduct is the sales and the revenue. I built this company. The last 15 years, the stock is up 60-fold.
Yeah.
I did it not by focusing on the stock price, but focusing on the guest experience. The manifestation was the stock price.
So talk to me about that manifestation.
So here's the deal.
Of how it's...
So we've got 14 of these up today. We've had this vision now for the last 4 years. We began it, we put it in place, we prototyped it, and what we're seeing is these stores that are operating under this new model are producing the highest comp sales, essentially, of any of the stores in the Panera system.
So volumes are going up.
Volumes are going up. We're changing the trajectory of the growth curve.
Is it all just about ease? I mean, you talk about the customer experience, but is it also that we just want things to be easier? We want to be able to maximize our time or get the most out of it? And...
Sure. Well, you know, Carol, I'm a simple guy. I believe the restaurant business is about getting people to walk past competitors and come to us. It comes down to 2 things: the amount of desire you have compared to the friction that exists. Desire is how relevant it is, how much I want it. Friction is how much it costs. It's your time, it's your energy. So what we're focused on is reducing the friction for the guest while increasing the desire.
Ron, the fast casual space, which I would kind of put you guys in.
Hey, we created it.
The fast food, fast casual.
I hope not fast food.
Fast casual.
Certainly
but
fast
there's a lot of choices that are out there for people. So are you going after anybody specifically and kind of doing this? this?
No, I don't think we're going after anybody. We want to own our space. And the reality is we're probably the preeminent brand within soup, salad, and sandwich in this country, certainly for the better alternative. And what we're saying is we're creating a differentiated experience for if you want that food to go. We're creating a differentiated experience if you want it to eat in. And we're also going after the small order delivery business. We have the largest large order delivery business, catering, probably in the industry today. And we're going after that large order delivery and the small order delivery using technology as the enabler.
That technology, that costs a lot. And I've seen a number out there about each store, in order to do this, you're investing a lot in technology. It's about $125,000. If I do that by your roughly 1,700 locations, that's about a $225 million investment. Is that kind of what it's costing?
Well, let me go forward. We've already spent $42 million on the technology to do it. I'm talking about the infrastructure.
Right.
Yes, this is expensive, but the reality is it's made a huge difference. It's changing the trajectory. And the reality is what my job as a CEO is figuring out where the world's going to be in 3 years, 5, and 10.
Right.
And just as technology changed the news industry, technology will change the restaurant industry. Some people will figure out how to use that technology to change the guest experience. Some won't. Those who do will survive and succeed.
You're looking down the road, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Ron, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Great to be talking with you again. Same here. Ron Shaich, he's founder, chairman,